So comment, subscribe, dislike, or like. Check out the links in the descriptions for other of my sites, other activities that I'm involved in. Got a whole bunch of Facebook groups you can check out. I play multiple card games, so I do music among other things, so check out the links in the description. This is my Hatchhyack SS3 Bardock Unison deck. 1 copy of the leader. 4 SS3 Bardock, 4 Black Massane Splintering Minds, 4 Oceanus Shenron, 4 Hei Shenron, 4 Dr. Leche, 4 Goku Skillless, 4 Goku The Adventure Begins, 4 4-Star Ball, 4 Max Power Kamehameha, 4 Power Burst, 4 Neia's Coolers Armed Squadron, 4 King Vegeta, 4 Golden Frieza Unison of Malice, 4 Golden Frieza Newfound Might, and 4 Vegeta Resolute Agent of Destruction. So I'm just going to point out the new spice, which is its Cooler Armored Squadron. He is a empowered 2 counterattack, negate the attack and play this card with a marker on it. So he'll get a marker for playing it, and then with his empower effect, you can grab 2 markers from the unison you had previous. So he'll end up with 3 markers. Auto, if the card has 3 marker or more when it's played, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, and it can't attack until the end of your opponent's next turn. So for 1 energy, and if you already had a 2-drop unison, for example, you can potentially stop 2 attacks. So that's pretty nice. And and have a body on board that you have something on board that you can potentially use later on, especially for more empowering, because we do have this Golden Frieza that has empower 4, so you can take advantage of that. And then he has the +2 ability, active main. This card gets 6k power for the turn, so he could be as strong as 10k. Not great, but not that bad. You're mainly just obviously trying to take advantage of the fact that the fact you can negate 1 energy, but if you have a unison and play with 2 markers, for example, like on turn 1, you play this, right? Play 1 copy of this and bang, and negate an attack and drop this. Then on your turn, do the +2, right? So that way it has 3 markers, and then swing with it, because it'd be 10k, deal some damage. And then if your opponent attacks, bang, drop a 2nd copy of this, negate an attack, prevent another battle card from being able to attack. And then of course, trigger the auto, which is what stops. So obviously you'll get empowered, and you'll take advantage of getting the auto to stop an attack. So you can do something like that. So they have synergy with each other. The other spice is Golden Frieza Newfound Might. We finally have a green unison blocker. So automatically I was like, oh, green Hatchhyack. So that's why I made the deck, because it's like, oh, finally a green blocker. It's dual attack, so it's a 20k dual attack blocker with empowered 4 counter attack. Play this card with 3 markers on it. Auto, if this card has 4 or more markers on it, when this card is played, choose all of your opponent's battle cards and KO them. So it also has built-in board wipe that you can play in your opponent's turn. So that's really good. So like I said, if you end up like dropping like Neza, for example, negating an attack, potentially stopping another attack, or just negate an attack and drop this for 1 energy, and then drop this to negate another attack, right? Take advantage of its empower 4, just taking the 1 marker from Nezi to give this marker, plus the fact that it'll have 3 markers, so it's 4 altogether. So once you play it, you have you'll have the 4 markers to obviously trigger the ability to board wipe your opponent on their turn. So nice combo right there. 4 energy spice. Then of course is the fact that you could just, any given time, just play 4, play this, and board wipe your opponent and have a 20k dual attack blocker, which means you can attack with it, restand it, right, and then use it to block. So that you can apply pressure but still keep your defenses up, which is always good to have, especially with your Hatchhyack leader. And it has the -4 active main ability. This card gains 10k power and triple strike for the turn. Switch this card to active mode at the end of the turn. That way you can always defend yourself, right? Which is always the point. So it'll be a 30k triple attack. They can attack twice, so potentially 6 damage by itself, and still has the ability to defend you. If you don't win with it, you at least can defend and try to get another turn. You're ready for the clapback. Always gotta be ready for the clapback. So this card, perfect. So definitely a fan. Well, besides Bardock himself being a 30k double strike with the ability that you're obviously going to be hard casting this for 7. Has the ability that activate once per turn. Auto is what I meant. Well, it does have an activate once per turn, which is if your life is at 1, you can switch this card to active mode, so it can potentially attack twice. So it could do 4 damage by itself. But it has the auto that once per turn, add a card from your life to your hand in order to negate one of your opponent's counterattacks. So it could prevent a negate, so it can negate it and negate to help you try to get your attack to go through. You just got to worry about your opponent's combo power. And then, but of course we got King Vegeta here to try to help us reduce our opponent's hand size. So, and then we have Golden Frieza for crit, so we can keep our opponent's hand size small. So that once we drop this bad boy and swing it, we can finish off the game easily with him with very little resistance. Especially if we dropped Golden Frieza on our opponent's turn, board wipe them. That way we don't have to worry about the clapback. So that way on our turn we could just boom drop this, swing with this, swing with the Golden Frieza, right? And try to get all of the power, finish our opponent off, because we could potentially do 6 damage with this. You obviously want to empower 5 with this. I mean, it will take 2 markers off of something, so you want to potentially get 5 markers on this, so when you do the -4, he'll still be on the field, so you can swing with him as a 30k triple strike. They can attack twice. Along with this being a 30k, double strike that potentially could be a dual attacker. So this 4 damage, this 6 damage, that's potential 10 damage, and that type of line of play. And we have Black Man saying bringing it back because Hatchhyack's getting very, very defensive, especially when they keep giving us unison blockers. And then we got negate unisons, on top of that. So we got more defensive cards, more floodgate defense like Oceanus, so it's definitely going to be easy to, get this bad boy out there and get him for his burn effect to finish up on also bringing him back. And that's the end of the video.